How's it going, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's TechBit. Today we're taking a look at a ThinkBook 15. Now, these ThinkBooks are made for business class individuals, and let's take a quick look. We got an Intel UHD graphics. It doesn't tell me much more than that, but when I dig into it, I find that we get 128 megabytes dedicated video to that, and of course, it can take up to 4 gigabytes worth of RAM from the RAM, so that's shared memory. We have I believe that's an octo-core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, octo-core, Intel Core i5, 1021U CPU operating at 1.6 gigahertz, and we got 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, topically, I think this is a really nice little system. It's very smooth. I like the way it feels, and it feels really cool to the touch. Now, that's a good way to pipe heat away. And over here we have a finger scanner, very smooth. Core i5, 10th generation. Let me show you the size of this thing. Now the top of it feels very metallic, definitely more so metallic than the insides. It might be made of the same material, but it really feels like this is kind of spun metal, I think they call it, plastic, that almost feels like metal. And the top really feels like aluminum. It's solid. The back, not quite so solid. Over here, we have, okay, we have a reboot button. Oh, hard drive light. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen one of those in so long. I'm getting so excited about that because it's always nice to know when the hard drive's firing up. We got a headset, a single headset, 2 USB-C, standard USB, HDMI, network cable. Man, you gotta have that network cable, a standard Cat 5 or whatever you want to call it. Here we have another USB spot where you can put in your wireless mouse and just, store it away in there so you don't have anything sticking out. We have the old school USB looking power that we use over here. The lock section, the SD card, and one more standard USB. It's not going to be easy to change much on here because we got to pop everything off, but if you know how to do it, that shouldn't be too hard. So let's get into the benchmarks for now. All right, Passmark 3D Mark. Let's run a benchmark, and we'll see exactly how good this thing does for gaming graphics. I'll be right back as soon as the gaming graphics kick in. All right, here we have the fighter planes. Interestingly enough, of course, it's thrown in borders on the side. 37 frames per second, not bad, not bad. Once again, this isn't designed for gaming. This is designed for office use, definitely for business stuff. Odds are, if you're going after gaming, you're not going to be going for Lenovo anyways. But, we just barely push this. Next up, of course, we got the Space Rocks. 7.4 frames per second, not the best. Not the best. Excuse me while I get some water. And here we can see we got the outer space stuff, 23.31 frames per second, not bad. Space jellyfish. Yeah, you'd definitely play some StarCraft on this. Not sure if we'd actually manage to get Grand Theft Auto on here, but there's only one way to find out, right? Getting a little bit choppy here. Out of focus. Maybe I should turn some lights off. "11 frames per second, not the best. Definitely not the best. Autofocus. Sorry about that. Okay, so the final Passmark score, of course, 3,579. Let's see how that tops up with the benchmarks. 2,500. Okay, so this thing is faster than the Lenovo E32 i7 with an SSD, 32 gigabytes of RAM and a K600 Quadro card, and it's just below a Lenovo Xeon P510 workstation. So not bad, all things considered, not bad. The video card leaves a little bit to be desired, but the geez, what do you call it? How they've orchestrated the CPU, the design of the CPU and the GPU seems to be bringing stuff up. So we're not too bad, not too bad. All right, let's give Grand Theft Auto a shot now. As a bit of a side note, here you can see that I'm transferring information, a Steam backup to the system, USB 3.0. And I know I should be used to this by now, but man, transferring by USB at 263 megabytes a second. My goodness, I remember when I was data hoarding back in the day, I had 10 terabytes. I was transferring at 35 megabytes a second. I will never get used to this speed. This is awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, so it's only about half size, but still, it's responding nicely.
I said the closet! Get him in there! Come on!
I wish I could test this out on GTA Online, but apparently I gotta pass by this beginner's tutorial, even though I've already done that, and this is a backup of the game. Man, that frustrates me sometimes. Anyways, moving on. The screws out of it, this is what we're left with. It should be noted that the screws come right out. They don't pinch halfway and stay in the back of the chassis. Interesting enough to see, we got an NVMe card. This is where the RAM is. No dual channel RAM because we only got one spot. One heat pipe coming up to the CPU fan. I almost wonder why they don't always put two heat pipes on there. Is it really that much of a weight and metal issue? I don't know. I digress. That doesn't even feel like the same kind of hardware they usually put in there. Maybe that's aluminum? It's going to catch fire. Aluminum catches fire. So we got the giant battery down here. And we got spot for another hard drive in there. So we got some size upgradable spots. CMOS battery. And that's what we got. So, you know what? That's about it for me. Nev from NevsTech. Let's like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Always appreciate it. And have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.